Hello, fellow humans. Katrina here. I wanted to talk today about something I don't know regarding pain and the five senses. We'll flush that down the toilet for now, those five senses, because there's a lot more. Quick disclaimer, everything that I'm about to say is for amusement and educational purposes only. It is not to be mistaken for any sort of medical or expert, professional, or otherwise advice. Okay? Go talk to your therapist, your doctor, or treatment team of your choice. I am a clinician. I am not your clinician. Okay? Disclaimer over. We mostly agree upon the five senses of vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Okay. I usually refer to those as the five known senses. However, recently, as I have myself learned about an unknown autoimmune disorder existing within my physical body, in addition to those five senses, there are subsets of each of those senses. Give you a quick example. With vision, there is simply light, color. We got the red, we got the green, we got the blue, and the different lights are different things. You probably thought of a stoplight when I said those last three colors. That's perfectly normal and natural because we have conceptualizations of these things. And then there's these other senses that I didn't really know that much about, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. Pain. Pain has, in my current understanding, three kind of types. Cutaneous, something about superficial somatic, so it's like it's there but not there. That's really hard to explain. There but not there. That's reality for you. And then there's somatic, which people say, if your pain is somatic, go see somebody like me, a therapist or psychologist or some such doctor that can give you good drugs for that somatic fake pain. Somatic isn't fake pain. Okay, go ask anyone with conversion disorder. It's real. So the third type of pain that I've learned, and that is what I understand I have, is called visceral pain. And so that is apparently pain one feels from like our insides. And so that's like the stomach, uterus, rectum, all that good stuff that's inside of us. It's like what is the word? It's nociceptive. Oh, I don't know all the big words, but it's basically that there is a condition going on within the physical body that is producing some sort of inflammation, pressure, or injury. So if I chop off my finger, that's visceral pain, but I use that example all the time to indicate that when I chop off my finger, I will not feel the pain in my finger. No, 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 no. We feel the pain in our brain. Science doesn't quite understand that. And that's I don't know, rant for another day. Those three types of pain, again, were cutaneous, somatic, and visceral. And I'm not done with the senses, I mean. I have to refer to my documents for this one because there is a big word for this sense, and it is called mechanoreception. Okay, mechanoreception is one of them big fancy words, but you do not need one of them pod high and deep degrees to understand it, okay? Mechano. I'm going to guess. That sounds like mechanical, okay? And reception, well, it sounds like receptors, so that's where things attach. So mechanical attachment, body attachment, machine attachment, things within the body attaching the way that they ought to? Let's check. Types of mechanoreception are balance, rotational acceleration, linear acceleration, so that's like a line, let me see if I can read this one, proprioception, that's joint position, kinesthesis, couldn't tell you what that means. And then there's the Golgi tendon organs, which is more like your muscle stretching. Also, muscle stretching is muscle spindles. So all of these are mechanoreceptive types of senses that are not within the five common known commonly known, that's what I'll say now on. The commonly known 5 senses are simply not misinformed. It's not all the information. So in addition to those 5 known senses, I've already given you pain, mechanoreception. Here's another one. You kind of probably already know it, but don't necessarily know that you know it, and that's temperature. We can perceive heat and we can perceive cold, but as an interesting man named Winhoff has illustrated, the complexities of the human body is such that we can endure extreme temperatures of cold without experiencing the detrimental effects of that cold. Because of his breathing or whatever, Winhoff was able to channel his own internal heat source to keep his body from going into hypothermia and extreme temperatures. Go look up that man. I'll meet him one day and ask him how to do that myself, if I haven't learned already. Interoceptors is another word for a sense that humans have. So now we're up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 senses is what we're at right now. So we've got interoceptors such as blood pressure, arterial blood, this is like your heart stuff, central venous blood pressure, I have no idea what that is, head blood temperature, blood oxygen content, cerebrospinal fluid pH, plasmasomic pressure, arterial vein blood glucose difference, lung inflammation, bladder stretch, and a full stomach. That's right. Those are all senses. Some folks don't even have the bladder stretch sense fully understood. I've heard of folks that use the restroom and don't necessarily know if it's going to be number 1 or number 2. On the full stomach part, I've heard of folks with eating issues that sometimes don't know when they're full. And so then they eat again, or they forget that they eat, and then their stomach doesn't necessarily send all of the accurate sensations to indicate that they're full. Or let's think about that one interoceptor that I mentioned saying blood oxygen content. Oh, that's an interesting one, because what I think I know, I may not know anything about this, but I'm going to touch on the oxygen pH levels in the blood. If I'm remembering correctly, I think they increase when we're experiencing internal distress. I'll learn more about that and talk additionally on it at a later time. To review, the commonly known 5 senses are bullshit and not all that there are, because we also have those subsets of those senses. We have our own experiences of those senses in a unique type of way. A particular scent, for example, might elicit delight and pleasure in one human being, while that exact same smell may elicit fear and terror in another. Why? I don't know. I don't need to know right now. One of the things I really don't know about, but I'm interested in talking about again at another time, is how our perception of reality is scientifically, supposedly, a construct of our agreed upon hallucinations regarding the world around us. Go YouTube that. What I've told you today is about the senses, what I don't know about those senses, and what I recommend is going and learn a little bit more about what you don't know now that you have a bit more information about what I didn't know. If you're confused, good. By the end of my podcast episodes, I prefer that you have a little bit more information about what you do not know. Because when I know more about what I don't know, I'm learning. And when I'm learning, well, I'm going to quote Einstein again. The more I learn, the less I know. Ugh, ain't that frustrating? All right, remember to like, comment, share, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for existing.